Okay, welcome to our latest of What Would Kevin Do? It's kind of interesting because most of the stuff I'm getting are not really technical questions from the aspect of shooting, but a lot of business stuff, so I think that's kind of interesting. First one though is about filters. This person wants to know, let's see, they keep hearing the filter will lessen their editing time, but they don't know what to do, and it frankly scares them, they say, and they just want to use if I use filters or not. And I actually just kind of went back to using filters. Polarizing filter, obviously, for making skies darker and taking glare off of things, because I'm shooting a lot more landscape now, just for my own personal use. And then neutral density filters come in handy a lot. Graduated neutral density filters for making the sky darker, so you don't have to do it in Lightroom. It's the same sort of principle as it used to be in film. The more you can do when you shoot, the better it is. So you don't have to do so much in post-production. I think too many photographers now, they learned digitally that they can manipulate all this stuff in post. Well, if you get it right in the camera, it makes your final product so much easier to get to by doing it right in the camera. And then it actually opens you up more to do more things in post, because you've already done the stuff that you would actually think about doing if you didn't use filters and stuff. So yes, I do use filters on occasion. Like I said, landscape photographers use them a lot more than still life shooters, but yes, I do. Okay, after taking several PPSOP classes, that's the online school I teach at, ppsop.com, including a wedding class, I still cannot get my business off the ground. I've done everything I know to do, from college classes to Facebook page to Smug Mug site to whatever, and I still cannot get this business going. It says here, we are in a tough area for photographers. Every place is a tough area for photographers now. I mean, that's just the way it is. It says there are several in the area. This competition is tough. Even the big boys are lowering their price to stay alive. Can you please give me some advice on starting a business in a tough area? I shot 3 weddings to get some experience, but haven't gotten any referrals from those brides at all. I have the gear, I have some beginning experience and training, but I cannot get any business. My niece lives 150 miles from here, got a camera for a college graduation, is presently shooting her 23rd wedding. What am I doing wrong? Please help. You said your niece? Do you have any idea even what she's charging? I could shoot 23 weddings probably this next week if I lowered my prices down to where I'm not making any money. This is a tough one, because when you're starting out, it's really, really hard. Because I can remember when I moved back home, even though I'd been shooting a long time, I hadn't done any portraits or anything like that, and no one knew about me. So I had to do a lot of legwork and a lot of direct mail pieces too, and there's plenty of places that you can buy mailing lists and do direct mail to them. That's what I would do, just to get your name out there. Then also, you need to, if you want to shoot weddings, you need to go see all the wedding vendors in your area. I mean, go see every one of them. I went to see every wedding place that sold bridal gowns, florists, venues, anybody I could, I'd see, and then you'll find out the people that actually would refer brides to you. So that is another way, but don't lower your prices. I mean, that's just ridiculous. The way people are lowering their prices and stuff. We actually raised ours when the recession hit and did quite okay with that. So I would just say, you just have to stick with it, and you might end up having to do another job to start with. I mean, it's like when I started shooting, before I did it professionally, I actually worked in a camera store part-time. And was going to college, and then I'd shoot in the evenings and I'd shoot in the weekends just to build up, and then I finally got to a point where I went, I can make as much money shooting as I was working there, 30 hours a week. So it was a lot easier back then, but it's still the same sort of thing. You just have to get your name out. That's the main thing, and keep shooting. I mean, if they weren't giving you referrals, I'm not surprised at that. I don't know how many brides actually give referrals out anymore. I don't know. I suppose if their friends ask them, they tell them, oh yeah, he's great. But really look at your work too. I mean, if your work looks like everybody else's, why would they hire you? If somebody has 20 years experience and your work looks the same as theirs, I'd hire the person with 20 years experience, wouldn't you? The same exact thing. So you need to give yourself something that sets you apart, and that's probably the hardest thing to do when you're starting out, is trying to figure out who you are as a photographer. It took me about 10 years to do it. So there's no really easy answer for that. I know you're looking for some easy answer, but there really isn't. It's just photography is a lot of hard work. I mean, you just you gotta persevere. Like I used to say all the time when I was shooting fashion and going seeing clients, I'm only gonna take no about another 100,000 times before before I quit. So it really is. I mean, I got my teeth kicked in all the time by art directors and stuff until I finally got work. So you just have to stay with it. Thick skin, thick skin. Okay, here's another question for what would Kevin do. It says, I know how to figure proper margin for one item, but how do I price different items of the same size? For example, when selling a la carte wall art, you have a 16 by 20 canvas for, let's say, $200, what she says. 16 by 20 metal would be $300. Her question is, to make it easier for clients to select, do I price them both at $300 or just pick a size and material or leave the different prices? My fear is offering five sizes of wall art and 4 different materials either gives me 20 prices to manage, or can I simplify it and offer 5 prices? I would definitely, you have to price them differently. You can't, unless the price is so similar, but you gotta remember, it's like, make one a premium. The metal is gonna be a premium, it costs more. So what you could do is have a base price. This is our base for a 16 by 20 canvas. And if you want it in metal, it's going to be X amount more. That'll simplify things a little bit, but you need to make sure that you have each one of these. I mean, that's how you make more money, is by having different products to sell at different price points. You can't just say, oh yeah, pick this and well, I'll just eat the extra that it's going to cost me. That's not going to work. So, you know, you need to have something to upsell to. I always think you need to have different options. Everybody wants an option. Simplify it as much as you can, but you need to give them options. So that would be an easy way to simplify it, is say, our base price is 16 by 20 canvas is this. If you want it on metal, it's going to be X amount more. You know, that's one easy way to do it. So that's what Kevin would do, and that's what I would do. So there are 3 questions for what would Kevin do. Like I said, we can do some photography things. If you give me something photographic, I'll actually do it. I'll like set it up and do it. And by the way, check out this beautiful background we have now. Yeah. This is from Silver Lake. I got a bunch of backgrounds from Silver Lake, so look Travis up. Silver Lake. SilverLakePhoto.com, I think. Yeah, SilverLakePhoto.com. Look him up. So anyway, that's what Kevin would do for this week, I guess. Okay, there you go. Thanks.